Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm just going to be showing you a few meals that I prepped for my husband's breakfast. And as you can see, I have my salt mackerel soaking away on the stove top. The salt mackerel is salt, so of course I had soaked it in some cold water before. I'm just going to be pairing that with my ground provision, which would have included bananas, yam, and sweet potato. And of course I did some cornmeal dumpling, some good old cornmeal Jamaican, some good old Jamaican cornmeal dumplings, sorry. So yes, I prepped my food off screen, so you don't get to see me peel banana and cut up all of that goodie. So afterwards, I'm just gonna head on back over to the stove and just take off my salt mackerel, which was boiling for about 10 minutes. I'm gonna drain off this water, and then I'm gonna soak it in some cold water for another 15 minutes, after which I just tear it apart in smaller pieces to fry up afterwards. So of course you have to ensure that you pre-soak your salt mackerel, and then after it is cooked you soak it again, because sometimes they're extremely salt. And for these past few days I try not to cook with a lot of salt. I've been more health conscious now, and especially for my husband's health. So I go ahead and pour some oil in my pot, in my frying pot, and then I'm gonna add my seasoning, which I already pre-prepped. So I have my onions, my sweet pepper, my tomatoes, and my Scotch bonnet pepper puree. I absolutely love the color of the seasoning, and of course I cannot cook anything without onions. They're absolutely my favorite. I mean, I do love sweet pepper and I do love tomatoes, but whatever I'm preparing, onions got to be in it. Even if it's a sandwich, I enjoy my sandwiches with onions. I go ahead and stir in that properly and let it sit for about 2 to 3 minutes to properly saute. And after sauteing, I will just go ahead and add my already picked salted mackerel. Listen to the sizzling of that pot. Ooh. Ooh, listen to that. So I'm just going to go ahead now and just stir that together so that everything comes together quite nicely, and the seasoning actually blends in well with the mackerel. I actually like to add a little black pepper and ketchup to my salt mackerel, just to give it that oomph. I know a lot of people don't like to add black pepper, but I add it for that extra spiciness and to take that rawness out of it. And I actually enjoy putting in a little ketchup with a little water to just create a little gravy for my food. So I add some water, and then I'm going to be stirring that properly so that everything blends nicely together. Doesn't that look lovely? I just love the color of my salt mackerel. The tomatoes make it really rich. And of course I just close that, put a lid on that just a little for about maybe another 3 minutes, and then I turn my stove off. I just love to hear this a sizzling pot. Oh, I didn't actually show you my food before, so this is just a quick clip of what it looked like. So moving forward, this was actually my husband's fruits for the day, and this is what his fruits looks like every morning. I also go ahead and prep his tea. I do not use sugar. Whatever tea bag he wishes for, I just place that in his hot cup and he takes that to work with him, sugar free. So right after this, I'm just gonna be prepping his lunch. That day I did jerk grilled chicken salad. So just using my electric grill, and the chicken was actually marinating in the fridge from the night before, so it smelled exceptionally good.
Hi, what can I do for you? Speak into the phone.
So for the other ingredients, I have some lettuce, I have some tomatoes, sweet peppers, and a little avocado. I think I also added a little grapes just to make it more intriguing. So generally we have this kind of gravy catcher, if you will, under the grill, so whenever the fluids run off, if the chicken is drying too much, I just take a little and just wet my chicken to put back some moisture in it. Those are looking so scrumptious, guys. You should smell it. It smells awesome. So I take off my chicken a little for them to rest, after which I'm gonna be slicing them. Just going to show you how I slice them in bite sizes to add to the salad. That looks so yummy and delicious. So yummy. Don't you feel like you could have some now? I don't necessarily have a particular way for cutting my chicken. I just like to cut it against the grade. And of course, this is what it looks like afterwards being put together. I think I also added a little sweet potato under that. So there's avocado, some tomato, some cucumbers, sweet potatoes, the grilled chicken, and some sweet peppers. Absolutely delicious. I think there are times when I prepare my husband meals and I'm like, dang, I should have allowed some to stay for myself. Anyhow, this is what his typical lunch kit will look like on any given day when I give him lunch or breakfast for work. So in the lower compartment, I generally place the salads. So I have an ice pack that I also place in this section to keep everything cool under there. I will also freeze his juice from the night before. So I add an apple and also a energy bar, Nature Valley bar. for him to snack on. And up top is the hot section where I add his breakfast. I actually love this lunch kit. I think I bought it at, was it Azan's or Woolworth, one of those stores, but I absolutely love this igloo. It's insulated, and throughout the day you don't need to put it on the fridge. Whatever ice pack you place in it, it will just keep your food fresh and nice. Or if you have hot stuff up top, it will keep it fairly warm, and you can reheat throughout the day at whatever time you're ready to eat that. So moving forward, I think this was like Friday, I decided to do soup for the weekend along with my pumpkin rice. I had my chicken out because I seasoned some afterwards, but I didn't get a chance to cook it. My husband actually came home and cooked that for me. He did some pork chicken with that, which I didn't get a chance to actually film. So sorry guys, I lost that clip. So here I am now, just pre-prepping all the ingredients for the soup. I have my pumpkin, my garlic, my Irish, my sweet pepper, my thyme, my carrots, and my chicken foot. And I'm just taking my time here to prepare all these ingredients. I like to put them in the pot. When the pot starts to bubble, I like to put all my ingredients, my preliminary ingredients that is, together, so that midway cooking, all my pumpkin would have already been pureed in the soup. And this actually makes sense because I don't like chunks of pumpkins in my soup. I actually love a nice pureed pumpkin soup. Now this type of soup is Jamaican favorite, if you will. Chicken foot with pumpkin. It's the easiest kind of soup to make, and of course we tend to do other kinds such as red pea soup. In the Christmas time, in the season, I like to do like maybe a little gungo pea soup with some ham bones, and that is absolutely delicious. Some other kinds of soup include ingredients like well, pig's tail, if you will, salted pig's tail, corned pork. We have our traditional ram soup, which we tend to do on special occasions. So we use the head of the goat, the belly of the goat, the foot of the goat, and we tend to go for the ram because it has a richer fragrance. So yeah, that's just a little rundown on our Jamaican traditional soup. I love this song playing in the background, so just groove with me a little. So by this time my pot is bubbling and ready for the ingredients. So I'm just gonna pour it in. And of course, all my ingredients are my chicken foot, my pumpkin, my carrots, my Irish. So midway in, everything is just gonna be cooked and pureed, and the soup will have a very rich yellow color. Doesn't that look wonderful? Woo! Guys, you should smell it. I mean, it hasn't gone anywhere yet, but the garlic and the thyme gives it a really great fragrance. So of course I have some pumpkin left, so I'm just placing that in my pot to prep my pumpkin rice. I just add a little butter in and added some salt off cam. This is what my soup is looking like. I think I'm just kind of going back and forth on this with these clippings. So this is what my soup is looking like midway. As you can see, all the pumpkin I've already boiled out, and all the thyme leaves I've shedded from the stem. It smelled so good. And my pot for my rice is actually bubbling away. So I actually don't like my pumpkin cooked all the way out for my rice, just because I kind of like when I'm having the rice, I actually taste the pumpkin in it. There are times when I'm cooking for other people who don't like pumpkin but will eat the pumpkin rice, that I'll maybe grate the pumpkin for them, and so the pumpkin is cooked right out. But for this day, I just felt like eating the pumpkin with the rice, and you'll see what it looks like afterwards. Oh, by the way, guys, if you're wondering, my stove top isn't actually silver. This is a hack that I actually use to keep a cleaner stove. The foil, it actually has on foil, so when it gets dirty, I just peel it away and wipe it, and I add more foil. Just stirring all my ingredients so that my rice doesn't stick. So I just added my sweet potato and my yam to my soup at this point. I also added some white flour dumplings, some small spinners, and this is what my pumpkin rice is looking like at this point in time, guys. It was actually cooked, but it needed to well, it had in too much moisture, so I ended up just letting it stay for around another 5 minutes to completely, for all the water to completely evaporate. So I go back to my soup and I add my Maggi cock noodle. Sometimes I'll also use Grace. My soup is actually so rich and I enjoy it completely. You see that rich yellow orangish color coming out. That's how I love my soup. Sorry I didn't get to actually show you what it looks like in a dish, plated, ready to eat. Yeah, but this is typically what my weekend looks like: cooking soup and an additional dish for either Sunday dinner or for the following week. I do a final check to see that my rice was actually cooked, and yeah, I think that was it basically. So thank you so very much, guys, for tuning in with me today in today's video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. For those of you who have subscribed, please share to your families and friends. Please give the notification bell. Please click on the notification bell and give me a thumbs up for this video, and share as much as you want across social media. Any suggestions you have for me, any comments, you know what to do. Any questions you have, you're free to ask, and I'll answer them as best as possible. So again, thank you so very much for tuning in with me today. Enjoy your day, enjoy the holidays with families and friends, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao, adios, hasta luego.